I'll just clip it to whenever we start. So whenever you guys are ready, Mira, you can just start us off.
Okay. Ethical versus unethical fashion brands. Our group, um,
All right, let's
wait,
start this over. My bad. I didn't
no,
you good.
wait,
Should
I
okay. I think we should all
Introduce
introduce
ourselves,
ourselves real
probably.
quick.
do I do I say our group names?
I feel like we can all
Oh, we need
introduce
to
ourselves.
introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, like from left to right. I'll start and I'll introduce myself.
Okay. Okay. Ethical versus unethical fashion brands.
This is our group. I'm Shizuki.
I'm Mira.
I'm Steve. Oh, my bad.
From
You didn't. Nah, let's run
left
the back.
to
Let's run the
right,
back. Let's run the back.
Steve.
I was reading. I'm not even gonna explain it. I'm not even gonna explain it. Let's just move on. All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right, three, two, one, go.
Ethical versus unethical fashion brands.
This is our group. I'm Chizuki.
I'm Mira.
And I'm Steve.
Introduction. In recent years, as consumers became more aware of issues ranging from labor conditions to environmental impacts, the transparency and demands from fashion brands has grown in standards. This project aims to analyze the ethical and unethical practices of two well-known fashion brands, Balenciaga and Acne Studio. Balenciaga was chosen as an unethical brand due to many controversies surrounding its name. On the other hand, Acne Studio is recognized for its efforts to maintain ethical standards. By comparing these two brands, our group hopes to shed light on the approaches of ethics in the fashion industry and share the importance of consumer awareness.
So the brand we chose as an unethical brand was Balenciaga. Controversy after controversy, from racial to inappropriate work environments, distasteful collabs with celebrities. Balenciaga has been labeled as one of the most unethical high-end fashion brands. A little bit of history on Balenciaga. It's a French fashion house created by a Spanish man named Cristobal Balenciaga. He founded his house in 1917 in San Gabriel, Spain. Then in 1937, he moved his house to Paris. He ended the brand in the 1960s and it was revived in the 90s. In 1997, Nicholas Guesquire became the creative director, and in 2001, the Kering company bought Balenciaga. Well, about Balenciaga. Balenciaga's mission statement is to promote creativity by supporting talents from everywhere, and is the reason why we want to collaborate with people from diverse locations, experiences, and backgrounds. Their vision statement is Balenciaga is committed to meeting a target of 100% metal-free tan leather in our collections and to reach 100% alignment with our parent company, Kering's standards for raw materials and manufacturing processes by 2025. Their value statement slash principles include the five principles of Balenciaga: creativity, innovation, quality, craftsmanship, authenticity, identity, sustainability, and consumer centricity. Balenciaga's corporate culture. Balenciaga's corporate culture is based on reports from Indeed. It's pretty moderate. Most employees report a decent work-life balance, but potentially there are a lot of long hours. A lot of things I saw in the reviews on Indeed were just about how basically working at Balenciaga, a lot of long hours. They don't hire a lot of people, so they kind of overwork their staff a lot. Management can tend to be a bit elitist, and sometimes it creates a toxic work environment. I saw that a lot from a lot of people working at Balenciaga in this in foreign countries. Employees, for the most part, do somewhat seem happy though. It's not exactly just 100% across the board, just bad working for Balenciaga. When it comes to the CSR, Balenciaga has made efforts to have sustainable and ethical management of their operations. They want to go 100% metal free tan on their tanned leather. They also have partnered with the resale company Reflaunt to encourage recycling. So basically, Balenciaga corporate culture isn't the best, but they have made efforts to work on it, which is kind of the reason why we chose them because we see that they do have potential. Balenciaga with celebrities. So Balenciaga, as of late, has been using celebrities to get back in good graces. They had a scandal with basically they did a photo shoot with inappropriate imagery, kind of relating sexual things to children and a couple other scandals. So ever since they've kind of been doing a lot of more celebrity collaborations. I see this as unethical because instead of actually doing the work, Balenciaga is just using people's love of celebrities to redeem themselves. They're ironically undoing the work that they're trying to do by partnering with these celebrities because the people that they're partnering with are pretty socially unaware and are involved in their own scandals. For example, Kim Kardashian, a very controversial celebrity, known to endorse like no type of ethical causes. She's not somebody you go to basically support something good. So by no means is Balenciaga partnering with Kim Kardashian sending any message of ethical behavior. Balenciaga also had a race scandal. In 2021, Balenciaga released a pair of sweatpants that were a parody of people who sag their pants and show their underwear when they do it. With sagging being a trend that started in jails and inner city men of color, specifically African American, these pants were seen as very offensive. Not only were they offensive, but they were also being sold for $100. So really just had cultural appropriation written all over it. Balenciaga's child campaign controversy. Balenciaga did a campaign in 2023 that made a lot of people upset. The ad campaign was called The Gift Shop. And in this ad campaign, there were pictures of children with toys that resembled sexual toys. A lot of people were disgusted with Balenciaga, and even Kim Kardashian almost stopped their collaboration that they had at the time. The toy people were mainly referring to was a teddy bear and BDSM type of clothing. They felt that they were just juxtaposing sexual behavior next to kids.
For the ethical brand, we chose Acne Studios. Acne Studios is a Stockholm-based luxury brand, and they used to stand for Associated Computer Nerd Enterprise, but it's now Ambition to Create Novel Expressions. And they showcase technical innovations and do many collaborations. So the history of Acne, it was founded by Johnny Johansson and 3 of his friends in Stockholm back in 1997, and the 4 were involved simultaneously in film production, fashion, and video games before the brand that we know today. The brand incorporates Scandinavia fashion. So about Acne Studios, their statement posted on their website is Acne Studios' mission is to be a progressive luxury house responding to the significant questions of our time. Their vision statement is ambition to create novel expressions. That is their what Acne stands for. And their value statement is our creative manifesto represents our shared values and defines a set of principles that are guiding us in our sustainability journey. So on their website, they actually do have the list of the principles that Acne Studios go by, and they believe in creativity, what they call creativity manifesto, that progresses through the changes of the earth. The company wants to acknowledge the responsibility of the effects they bring to the environment and thrive for sustainability. So to achieve sustainability, they design for longevity, preferred materials. They're really picky about the materials they incorporate into their collection. They thrive for low impact production, strategic partnership, and traceable supply chains. 6th principle is protecting workers' rights and reduce climate impact, circular packaging, and thrive toward zero waste. So the Acne Studios corporate culture, according to Glassdoor, many employees mention that the inclusive work environment and all the interesting people they get to interact. And Acne Studios have worked with Fairware to ensure proper workers' rights. And the Fairware assesses labor practices, wages, and freedom on association. And they try to provide transparency of what the company brings to the table. So they do a lot of marketing and they try to project a high-end luxury appeal and image. They're mainly active on social media, magazine like Vogue. They do really extensive emails, collaborations. They have online websites and obviously fashion shows. So what's unique about Acne Studios is they try to showcase friends and themselves rather than like traditional models that you see. And their email marketing strategy tries to create a distraction-free reading experience. And it's a little different from others, and they try to get an attention-grabbing email, like a digital flip book of collection. And the image is a few of the examples. Some evidence, there's actually quite a lot, so I've only fit a couple. But Acne Studios has a sustainability report published to the public where you can see how their denim is designed for recyclability and how they use recyclable material and they're GOTS certified and thrive for like low impact factory, and their materials they try to go for organic cotton, wool, recycled polyester, recycled nylon, anything they can recycle, they try to make it. And some things that they do is they use packaging with added recycling instructions, so even the consumers can also recycle and try to use less raw material, so then they will decrease the amount of emission they put out.
So some of the solutions our group has came up with and researched are um a, like two unique strategies to rebrand Balenciaga as an ethical brand. One of them is Balenciaga Foundation for Artisan Support Community Development. A couple strategies for Balenciaga to improve its image is transparency in supply chains and labor practices. By disclosing their factory locations, labor standards, and worker conditions to the public and reassuring customers of the situation. Thus, the transparency enables trust for consumers to see that Balenciaga is taking responsibility for its labor practices. For example, to launch an online portal called Balenciaga from the Inside, where consumers can like track the factory conditions and standards through virtual tours or worker interviews. The other one is commitment to sustainable materials, which is transitioning towards using organic cotton, recycled polyester, and other eco-friendly materials across the entire product line. To establish a take-back program where customers can return their old Balenciaga items for recycling or resale, reducing waste. This move would enhance its reputation as a brand concerned with sustainability and shows commitment to a new start. And the example would be to launch a Balenciaga Renew program, And for interactive virtual sustainability lab, the Balenciaga Eco Lab, which would be a lab for Balenciaga to be more open with their sustainability reports. That would be a virtual reality lab where consumers can see some of the process into making their favorite clothes. And this eco lab would be info on all the products in the lab and where they come from. They can see the products, and that will be ethically sourced as well as who the labor force is. So in conclusion, in analyzing Balenciaga as an ethical fashion brand and Acne Studio as an ethical one, our group has come to understand the stark difference in how brands can impact society, the environment, and consumer perception. Balenciaga's controversies around marketing and accusations of explosion illustrates the harmful consequences that can arise when a brand prioritizes profit over responsibility. On the other hand, Acne Studio's commitment to sustainable practices, transparency, and respect for workers demonstrate that fashion can evolve towards ethical production without compromising creativity or profitability. As a reflection through this project, our group learned about the importance of transparency, ethical marketing, and sustainable practices. In shaping a brand's reputation, one of the most challenging aspects was critically examining the conflicting narratives surrounding high-profile brands like Balenciaga, where public relation can obscure genuine accountability. We also found it difficult to basically gauge the long-term impact of ethical bonding efforts as the fashion industry often evolves multiple layers of production and distribution that are hard to track. What was practically interesting was realizing how consumer demand is generally shifting towards sustainability and ethics. Encouraging brands like Acne Studio to lead the way in responsible fashion, it was eye-opening to see how global brands can influence public perception, not only through their products, but through their values, practices, and suggesting that the future of fashion may be shaped as much by ethics as by aesthetics.